think I can two-shot this guy if all my buffs come into play. Oh man, I did it. Lots and lots of calculating. What's crazy is this guy has a lot of plague resistance too. Actually, did he drop anything? Oh nice, got some bear claws. Hell yeah. Alright, let me show you guys. I've spent like all day just fooling around and stuff. I learned a lot of things. So anywho, I finally got myself a purple negate, which doesn't exactly increase your damage all that much if you upgrade from a regular one. I thought you would get a initial like little bonus because it's plagued, but not exactly. You get like a tiny increase. But anywho, there's two enchantments that you kind of want to get on this weapon. Damage against large enemies is really nice, and there's also one damage with runes, and then there's one that you want to get that's damage with on full health, which is pretty good too. So those are what you want. I rolled really high on this damage against large enemies, so I stuck with that, because you want to get 30% of anything else. I don't know what the cap is on the rune damage. It's probably 25 or maybe 30. If you guys know, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's 30% rune damage, full life, or monster or large enemies. So that's gonna be your damage that you want to like look for on your negate. My next thing I'm probably gonna fool around with is putting plague splatter on different weapons and see how the damage affects it. But that's yeah, I gotta farm some more and get some more, a lot more farming to do. But anyhow, I figured out you can get more damage with a shield if you get damage increased by 15% based on durability. So what's kind of cool is when it's unrepairable, the durability actually goes up a tiny bit more. It's like, I think it's like 25 more, so you actually get more damage. And I tried rolling for, because you can actually roll, if you see on this item, my negate, you can actually roll item durability increase, which would also increase the damage for this, and giving you even more damage, but I don't think you're able to roll it. I could be wrong, but if you have indestructible on there, I don't think you can roll. Well, I don't know. I've rolled quite a bit. I failed a lot, and yeah, I ran out of Orby thingies. But anywho, that's how you can get more. What, am I freezing? That's how you can get more damage if you use a shield with damage increased based on durability. So that's what I'm using. I've already tested it. It works. It's great. So, and then we have your helmet, which you can get plague damage on, which increases our rune damage. So very nice. And if you infect an enemy and it builds up completely, you do an additional plague damage. It has like a little burst effect. So pretty nice having that infect. I feel like every 2 hits it does like a guaranteed infection burst or whatever. But yeah, you want to get plague damage on there. For armor, I don't think you need anything. I don't know if you can get anything damage wise on armor, so I'm not sure yet. I would have to experiment some more. But pants, I found these pants, and these are pretty nice. You get damage after you've successfully dodged what would be a damaging hit. So you get 30% more damage. You've probably seen in the clip I had an extra buff. That was from this. That 4th attack buff comes from this. So pretty nice to get that 30% increase. Plus it's really nice because that 30% also tags onto the plague damage that the extra plague buildup, that extra damage that pops up. I get an extra 30% from that as well. So pretty nice. Then for gloves, well, these are my burn buildup. I could get plague gloves, but I don't have them yet, and I could put plague into my gem slot for more plague buildup. So, but yeah, that's a work in progress. So another way to get more damage is your rings. I found a rune ring, 22% more damage using your runes, which is plague splatter. And so yeah, that is more damage, and unfortunately our normal damage that we would do, like our regular hits, would be decreased, but it doesn't really matter, we're using our runes anyways. So, and then if you want more damage, you can use the Ring of Broken Promises. Damage dealt increase. Only downside is you take more damage. This is a very crappy rolled Broken Promise, but whatever, I'll take it. And then I just have Ban of Calmness. So this is what I came up with. Now I could squeeze in Fierce Ring, and I could have one of my armors. If you have the enchant or the negative effect on your, see, like, oh wait, this focus. There's one of them that lets you get health on. The negative is where you take constant damage, so that would actually trigger this. So like the negative side of the plague item, if it has you take health damage while in combat, you can trigger this as well, and for 10 seconds you can get 19% more extra damage. So technically I could get even more damage during that fight if I took off the Band of Calmness and swapped it out with the Fierce Ring. And then I would, but I ran out of orbs, so I couldn't like change my my negative effect on my armor so where I'm actually getting damaged. So, but that's what I would do if I were to further improve this build a little bit more. So I would change out one of these and try and get something that damages me, like this Coward Ring. This is what you want. You want drain health in combat. That's, I'm sorry, it took so long to say all that. But you want drain health on combat, and then you want that effect on one of your armors, so you get this to trigger your damage increase 19% for 10 seconds after damage taken. So that ring would replace Band of Calmness. And then, of course, I got 55 faith. You can see on the right side, 55 faith, 15 health, 15 stamina, 16 focus, and 18 weight on the right side. And then for food buffs, I am using Shepherd's Pie, because it gives you 10% increased damage, and I'm using Vegetable Cake. This gives you 10% increased damage as well. These do stack, which is pretty awesome. And then Apple Pie to increase my base focus by 100, which is nice. And then I'm just using fish skewers to increase my focus before the fight. Because if you're in the fight, you can only pop like 10 potions or 10 foods or whatever. So you want to buff everything before you get into the fight. So anywho, hopefully that all makes sense. And yeah, that is the build so far. It is absolutely amazing and wrecking everything I come across. So I'm gonna test the build on the Rune Knight later, or whatever his name is, Echo Knight. That's what it was. But anywho, that's it. You guys all have a fantastic day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this build, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.